The Securities and Exchange Commission is contesting an injunction in its Ripple case that requires it to divulge internal email conversations starting in 2018. Responding to the SEC letter in support of its petition for partial reconsideration and clarification may be possible for the defendants if they act quickly. The SEC claims in a recent letter to Sarah Net Byrne that its internal records are no longer relevant because Ripple's CEO Brad Garlinghouse and co-founder Chris Larsen did not dismiss the case, and so the documents are no longer relevant. The SEC expects that by sending this letter, it would be able to increase the effectiveness of its present efforts to get the court's January 13 order partially reviewed and clarified. So, will it help, and what's next? Welcome back, XRP Army. Please like the video, subscribe and comment your thoughts on XRP in the comment section. Hey, and welcome back to XRP Lab. In today's video, we are going to take a look on why the SEC are on a tight spot as they are trying to keep Hinman's email private. But, first, before we go on with today's video, a sub to the channel would be very appreciated. Comment, share the video, and don't forget to leave a thumbs up for the video. And without further ado, let's get into it. Well, Ripple has achieved significant procedural success by persuading the courts that Ripple's emails pertaining to William Hinman's critical Ethereum speech were not protected since they were just his own opinions, rather than those of Ripple. And so, the regulator is putting in significant effort to keep these emails hidden. But how is it playing out for the SEC? And for how long will they keep playing this game of reconsideration once the courts deliver on a ruling? It was alleged by the defendants that the plaintiff had wanted a do-over because it was dissatisfied with the preliminary ruling. In the words of Ripple, Hinman's statements are extremely related to the objectives of the search. If the defendants are able to get the communication, they may be able to challenge the company's assertions concerning the regulatory standing of the XRP coin. Following a ruling by federal judge Analisa Torres early this month, the SEC now claims that the matter has been settled in the disservice of the firm. The executives had sought to have the lawsuit dismissed, but the ruling was overturned. When it came time to establish whether the defendants were aware of or chose to disregard the fact that they were in violation of securities laws, the court rejected the proposed scienter test, which the plaintiff had urged the court to consider. Therefore, according to the Securities and Exchange Commission, the court should not require it to turn up its internal records, regardless of whether or not they are protected by the Deliberative Process Privilege (DPP). According to Hinman, during his testimony in late July last year, Ripple was warned about the nature of the XRP coin. According to other sources, the SEC has recently requested an extension of time to reply to Ripple's move to strike the company's response report, which was filed in February. To this day, the SEC has maintained its position that XRP was sold as unregistered security by Ripple, and it has initiated a lawsuit against the company. The CEO of Ripple, Brad Garlinghouse, and co-founder Chris Larsen were each charged separately by the regulatory authority. Federal Judge Sarah Net Byrne has ordered the SEC to disclose updrafts and emails connected to a 2018 speech delivered by William Hinman, the former chief of the SEC Division of Corporate Finance, to the public. During his speech, Hinman emphasized that Ethereum, ETH, was not a security, but Ripple hoped that the emails can prove about talks about XRP that the SEC do not want to disclose. In recent court filings, Judge Analisa Torres allegedly rejected the SEC attempt to invalidate Ripple's use of a fair notice defense, which the SEC had sought to do. The SEC has categorized XRP as a security, but Ripple asserts that the agency neglected to notify the company in a timely fashion. Garlinghouse and Larsen were both accused of securities fraud by the SEC, which Torres did not dismiss. Following the ruling, the SEC stated that it did not have to prove that Ripple's XRP offers and sales violated Section 5 of the Securities Act of 1933 in order to proceed. The SEC provided a fresh supplemental letter in response to the ruling. As opposed to the SEC contention that they needed to demonstrate that Ripple's actions were improper in order to win the lawsuit, Judge Torres rejected this argument outright. As a result, the SEC asserts that the decision of Judge Torres makes it clear that their internal documents are not relevant. As is the case to Judge Torres' decision, there is no connection between the individual defendants and the SEC internal records revealing its staff's opinions on XRP, Bitcoin, Ether, or any other digital asset. Individual defendants' knowledge of or purposeful disregard for the facts comprising Ripple's alleged breaches cannot be determined from non-public SEC filings, which are not available to the public. According to John Deaton, an attorney who is defending XRP holders in the dispute, the SEC's most recent action is the most significant in the case. However, the SEC appears to be taking a different strategy in its long-running dispute with Ripple. Ripple's action mode technique has a far more indirect genesis than most other cryptographic mechanisms. This letter marked the beginning of Ripple's efforts to persuade the SEC to provide over documents. In declining to take action, the SEC asserted the privilege of a deliberate process. The SEC filed a motion with the court on February 17 seeking partial review and clarification of Magistrate Judge Ned Burns' DPP ruling. Earlier this month, Bill Hinman, a former director of the Securities and Exchange Commission's Division of Corporation Finance, often known as Corp Fin, delivered an address. However, as in the report, the court did rely on one document linked to the speech in making its decision, which defendants chose to stress in their argument. The extra 67 emails with accompanying drafts of statements made before the court on defendants' petition were not taken into consideration. It further argued that these pieces demonstrated that it was not only a last-minute consideration during the decision process, as previously asserted. It was an important link to make while looking into the SEC consideration process for Ether. According to Attorney Deaton, the subject of this motion is an email discussion between the attorney and the SEC in which the attorney argued that Ethereum was no longer regarded as a security. However, it's quite unlikely that anybody brought up XRP at any point during the whole talk. But, if someone did bring up XRP, what was the outcome of the discussion? Did the SEC legal team perceive XRP to be a security? If so, what transpired as a result of this determination that caused the SEC to file a lawsuit against Ripple? Additionally, as a consequence of a Freedom of Information Act action, Empower Oversight has obtained the initial set of records from the Securities and Exchange Commission, which was previously unavailable. On August 12, 2021, the nonprofit submitted a Freedom of Information Act request, but the SEC did not respond, prompting the organization to file a lawsuit, file an administrative appeal to the SEC initial claims that there were no responsive records, and send a letter to the SEC along with a new FOIA request for records related to how the SEC FOIA personnel conducted searches for responsive records. It is the goal of the Checks and Balances Committee to determine if the SEC had any conflicts of interest in its cryptocurrency enforcement judgments, notably the SEC versus Ripple case, which was filed the day before the SEC Chair Jay Clayton stepped down from his position. Approximately 3 months later, he was appointed as an advisor to One River, a crypto-centric hedge fund. William Hinman, a former director of corporation finance at the SEC, is one of several former SEC officials who are being investigated as the court in the XRP case attempts to determine whether his 2018 Ether speech represented his personal opinion or served as public counsel. After Hinman resigned from the SEC, Simpson Thacker and Bartlett rehired him as an associate. Enterprise Ethereum Alliance is a collection of firms dedicated to promoting Ethereum as a business solution, and Simpson Thacker and Bartlett happen to be one of the members of this alliance. At the SEC request, Empower Oversight submitted a comprehensive list of individuals associated with the entities identified in the FOIA request on February 18. This allowed the SEC to find more relevant data rather than restricting its searches to only specific email addresses domains, as it had done previously. Jason Foster, the organization's founder and president, stressed that the organization's commitment to seeking accountability through the public's right to know will not be compromised. And that's all for today's video. Thanks for watching. Did you like the video? Do you think the SEC will be successful in persuading the court not to make the emails public? And what do you think the emails will contain? If you want to continue to know about XRP, we have got 2 videos waiting for you on the end screen to check out. Make sure to subscribe and give us a thumbs up. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next video. Kindly note that prices of cryptocurrencies frequently change, so by the time you watch this video, it might have changed to a whole new value. The information provided in this video does not constitute investment advice, financial advice, trading advice, or any other sort of advice, and you should not treat any of the content as such. The content in this video is for educational purposes only and hence should not be considered financial advice. Do conduct your due diligence and consult your financial advisor before making any investment decisions.